Today, and there were certainly some fantastic highlights. At the MCG, it was Richmond up against North Melbourne. North going into the game, currently placed 4th on the ladder. Richmond outside the 8 and desperately looking for a win to try and stay in touch and, in fact, sneak back into the 8. But they had an early setback. Benny Gale was forced to withdraw from the lineup and his place was taken in the side by the youngster from South Australia in Brad Ottens. Of course, North were without some big names too, including Pike, Martin and McKernan. But first up, let's have a look at some highlights of the first half.
But there's also a youngster, Stephen McKee, wearing number 38. That kick forward by Evans. There a chance here. In goes Powell, and he's got it. First goal of the Tigers. Rogers kick back towards the middle of the ground. Oh, great reach there by Powell. Wider to Prescott. Doesn't mind kicking a goal, actually, Prescott. Have a look at this. If you don't mind, it's another Tiger goal.
There's no doubt about that. Carey. To right half forward, Harvey got a hand to it and go on with the job now. Brent Harvey's an exciting youngster, clever kick, Longmire. Play on and goal, and he does.
His option is to go back and have a shot.
Well, all we've done is waste an extra 30 seconds because he's put it through. Goes for a roundhouse right, picked up by Daffy. Tumbles a punt past the middle bound and gets the hand pass away. They're running now. The Pigeons are flying and the Tigers are going too as Powell goes goalwards. Oh, what a magnificent kick.
Just made the ball his. Still made the ball his, but he's been dispossessed. Is that throwing it against Matthew Richardson? To Bowden. Bowden's kick to the front of the goals. The bounce all important. In goes Nick Daffy. And the Tigers have got their 4th goal.
Spears it in towards the forward line. Richardson was the target. Bowden waits down, threads the hand pass. Broderick goes into the open goal and pops it through for the Tigers. Here's Tawney. Now Harvey. The two number 29s. Harvey snaps towards goal for North Melbourne and he's put it through.
You might cast your mind back to round 20 last year. The Tigers won a thriller at the MCG by 1 point, but at this stage of the game at half-time, they're in the box seat to go on with the job. 8-6-54. North Melbourne a 4-5-29. But we know the third term is the premiership quarter. North are a champion side. Can they come back? Let's have a look.
25 points the margin as we go into the second half here at the MCG. This round 12 clash of Sunday afternoon football. Hope you're enjoying it on 7 Footy's home ground. Tigers have had a good first half. Here's Daffy. Stevens right on his hammer. Still able to get it away to a teammate in Bowden. Took a sensational mark in the first half and then converted. Socket off the ground back towards the centre and it's taken by Stephen McKee. Young man's done a good job too in just his second game. Back towards centre half forward once again. Richardson the focal point. Couldn't take it. Evans pumps out the hand pass. Daffy for 51 metres goes the duck. He bends it into the square and there's the big fly by Richmond.
Good play by Richmond there, Sandy. Just the numbers told in the end against North. Had good pressure pushing, particularly from Anthony Stevens, pushing the Richmond players to the boundary line. But in the end, they just had Duffy sitting off there, the option to kick the ball forward. One of the few chances that Matthew Richards had to run and jump at the footy like that.
And goal. So the Tigers stretch their lead here at the MCG.
Yes, the kick coming inside off the ground from the North player found McKee in the middle of the ground. He just pumped that back forward again. And Richmond starting off well like they did in the first quarter. Just to stretch that lead now to 31 points.
Well, it's a big lead now, isn't it, in the context of this match. North Melbourne so far only managing 4 goals, 5. So a 31-point advantage for Richmond. More than double North Melbourne's score. They must get a succession of goals, the Kangaroos. Longmire, kicked away by Daffy, wide. The race is on now. Broderick leaves it. Shot for goal by, was that Bowden? Just misses to the right. So Joel Bowden, 1 goal, 1 against his name. But they're surging forward, the Tigers, early in the third term. 9-7 to 4-5. 32 points is the margin. Pickett to himself. And then one bounce. Goes long. Kicks it down close to the wing. High flyer from behind was Harrison. Crumbs gathered by Craig Scholl. Shannon Grant. Chandler. They're going to mess this up. Tigers will go forward. Ben Holland over the top. Broderick receiving from Powell. Broderick goes in and the Tigers have got another one. Paul Broderick kicks his second goal for the game, and it's all Richmond in the early part of the third term.
And here North just getting caught, Robert, having to go back into the defensive area. And then just too many numbers. Once again, the Richmond players prepared to run and assist. And if you're in trouble, you can always get out of that trouble if you've got players around to help out. And Broderick has been very constructive for most part of this day. Finish off well.
The Tigers threatening to blow this game apart. 2 quick goals at the start of this second half. 10-7 plays 4-5. North Melbourne desperately need a score. This is Harvey out of the middle, but there's been a whistle. It's going to come back. Johnny Longmire having a few words to say to Evans. And Longmire not at all happy with him. Nonetheless, play goes on. Roberts kicks down towards the forward line, and a good defensive smash, but it's Harvey waiting down in front, gives it off to Winston Abraham, cool as a cucumber, but the hand pass was not effective. Kellaway's was also a little wide, but he does have the numbers there to lend support. Jason Tawney gives it across to Turner. Turner comes towards the half-back flank. Darren Gaspar. He's had a good day today, Gaspar. Keeps it in play and gives it back to Kellaway. They've threaded it down towards Broderick in the middle. Now he gets another one. Here's a chance for Daffy, bouncing his way down to half forward. Little chip over the top. Perhaps a little too fancy, and it didn't come off. Mellington towards Harvey on centre wing. And the youngster takes the mark.
By a long way, North's leading possession gatherer in the first half, Brent Harvey.
No doubt about that. Into half forward, Carey. He's played at both ends of the ground so far in this game, and this time finds John Longmire. 500-plus goal kicker for the club. He has a chance to get them going in this second half.
And this is how easy it can hurt you, Sandy. Richmond did it, all the running going forward, and that kick by Daffy just not finding its target. The ball rebounds, and now the opposition get a shot at goal.
Johnny Longmire had a shot earlier in the day and missed. Doesn't miss this time. Just the start. If he can, start them up in this second half, John Longmire.
Yes, well, so often, Sandy, as we know, they've relied on Carey to give them that spark where it's kicking goals or setting something up, and he did that again last week against Collingwood on the Monday. And just featuring there and taking that mark and then feeding off to Longmire. He's had the responsibility predominantly in the ruck today, along with Evan Hewitt.
Interesting stat that they've won 7 of the 11 third quarters that they've played so far this year, North Melbourne. And they've kicked a goal since half-time, but Richmond have kicked 2. So the challenge is there for the Kangaroos. 32 points is the advantage for Richmond. Disputed ball, not disputed anymore. Evans to Harrison. Harrison into the full forward area. Richardson out in front of Archer. Quickly around to assess Matthew Richardson. Lead being provided there by Ben Holland, but well, you would think the big full forward would have a shot here. He's kicked 1. He'll get the distance surely. Kicks across the square.
Oh,
Holland,
yes!
Nearly a mark to Holland. Scholl underneath there. Chandler appealing for something from the umpire. Ben Holland and Craig Scholl having a bit of a to-do.
Not sure there were hands on it before he got to it. I think there might have been Evans and maybe Scholl beforehand, Robbo, but maybe even was tripped was Craig Scholl. Possibly could have got a free kick there.
The umpire just going on with it and bouncing in the full forward area for Richmond. Kicked away by McCartney, back towards centre half back. Bouncing ball, little awkward. Making it his was Harrison. Rebounds, back for Shannon Grant. Wide for Roberts. Handball, gives away a little bit of ground to Anthony Stevens, able to just skip away from his opposition there. Kicks the ball to half forward. Crocker couldn't take the mark. Robert Scott approaching the football, couldn't break clear, and the umpire will bounce. Darren Crocker holding his head from a clash, but this was
great
terrific
tackle.
footy.
Yeah, Scott on the big fellow. Robert Scott picking up Harrison there. Good tackle.
Centre half forward for North Melbourne.
10-7 plays 5-5. The Tigers lead. For those of you who have just joined us here at the MCG, Longmire, tunnel ball out the back door. Shannon Grant soccers off the ground. Crocker and Tawney give chase. Tawney tried to tuck it under his arm and lost it. Turner goes in for the assist out in front of Harrison, and Prescott runs out of room and taken over the line for another throw in. Ashley Prescott kicked a goal in the first quarter. You must wonder where they're going to come from for North Melbourne if they've managed only 5 in over half a footy, as Robert Scott is the meat in the sandwich. And another bounce.
It's like Hewitt's coming off the ground too, Sandy. Change been made by Dennis Pagan.
Mellington. Campbell. Been pretty quiet today. Daffy has been rather busy. Finds Prescott, who can go on with it. From centre wing towards right half forward. Evans! Well, he's certainly got a bit of spark about him. So he'll head down towards Archer and Richardson. 60 metres out. Richardson is forced to prop a little with that kick. Belted back towards a defensive 50. Campbell tries to get clear, almost got a kick away. They've got it inside 50. Broderick onto the left foot. 3, and the Tigers go further.
Well, they seem to have all the answers, the Tigers, so far, don't they? They're 38 points is their lead. 11-7 to 5-5. 3 goals to Paul Broderick, 2 each to Powell and Daffy, and only John Longmire, the multiple goal kicker for North Melbourne. Kick forward by Harvey. In front there was Crocker. Kicked away by Turner, back towards the centre. Mellington from outside 50. Long kick by Mellington. Great kick as a goal to North Melbourne. So Anthony Mellington, having spent probably the whole of the first term on the bench, having a run in the second term, has kicked North Melbourne's second goal in the third quarter.
Yes, and there's Scotty Turner just doing the right thing, trying to get the ball out of the defensive area. The ball came back inside. Mellington just hung onto that ball long enough to be able to settle and got a good bounce. But as Robbo said, invariably when North have posted 1 or 2 goals, Richmond would be able to reply and just hold sway on every occasion.
So Mellington has his first. North get their 6th. 6-5 to 11-7. Out of the middle, Daffy, but can't take it. North go down towards the half-forward line. A poor bounce initially for Rick Carey, but so quick to recover and should goal. 2 quickies to the boys from Arden Street.
There's some great work by Anthony Stevens there too. Just kick Campbell away from that contest, otherwise he would have got to Carey and just caused a bit of an upset there. But it's so important, again, we say it so often, but it's so true. Out of the centre. Good block there by Chandler. Just pushed that ball forward, and the bounce. We might be able to see... yeah, there we are. Stevens came in from the side, just kept Campbell away from interfering there with Carey. Gets a free shot at goal. And this is how he can hurt you in a burst, perhaps of only 3 or 4 minutes. Just get his side back into the game.
Well, he is a terrific player, Wayne Carey, and they've kicked 3 goals since half-time. Both sides have added 3 goals to their half-time score. Matthew Knights with the football. We're not quite up to the halfway mark of the third term, so a fairly open part of the third quarter from both sides. Interchange bench. Peter Bell having a bit of a rest there. 26 points is the margin. Scott not able to get away there from McKee. Too high, Ross?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's only because McKee's so much taller. It's definitely taken high. How the umpires missed those? They're there for there's 3 of them.
Stevens and Campbell. McKee in the foreground. Trying to get at it, the big fella. Comes down there to Anthony Stevens. A quick kick towards half-forward. Knocked forward by Mellington. Not bad play, because it might result in a goal. An important touch by Mellington. And Grant looks as though he's kicked the goal. And they'll go back and congratulate, I'm sure. Well, Carey was in it. Mellington was in it. This was the touch that I thought was important. Mellington, then Carey's little hand pass.
Just the momentum swinging now, Robert, going North's way. And a finisher like Shannon Grant's so important for them. He's been well held today. And he's basically been playing on Matthew Knights. Knights has probably had the better of not being as influential as he normally has been, but Grant's certainly been quite subdued. But you're right, the ability of Mellington just to make the contest there and spill the ball free towards his team's goal was very important.
What a funny old game. A few moments ago, the Tigers were threatening to blow this game apart. Now North Melbourne hit back with 3 quick goals. Evans picks it up, goes round the body high, putting the Tigers inside 50. Chandler couldn't take the mark initially, but did well to butter up again. His hand pass is thumped clear by Jason Tawney. McCartney, Harvey. The youngster goes short but effectively to Longmire. Johnny Longmire has a look downfield, then tumbles a punt to half forward. Plenty of poor kick Tigers there, and one of them was Kellaway. He takes the mark at halfback. Plays on to Broderick. Another player who's had a good day today. Pops it out towards the line. Holland just keeps it in play. Knights is there also. Scholl will see it over the line. So a throw in as North Melbourne challenge. 20 points in it. In today's game, that is nothing. Campbell wants a free kick from Stevens. Plays on quickly from centre wing. Centering in towards Holland at half forward. Tigers looking for a steadier now. Ben Holland kicked one in the second term. It's a long way from home, but he can set it up maybe. It's a long kick from Holland. That's a great kick. That is a great kick.
I was going to say it was a bit of a chance from there, just distance-wise, but that's poor defensive work by North. Archer had to try and control Richardson. He had a teammate there in support, which might have been Chandler, I think. He just seemed to look around. We see the mark initially now from Holland, which was a beauty. He was underside. He was going to pass the ball off short. Nothing else on offer, and we just watched this again. Richardson had to look after, was being looked after by Archer, and in fact, it was that Harvey that was.
I think it was Blakey and Harvey.
Harvey, they could have come in. They just all looked around and spectated rather than making an effort on the footy.
Actually, I think Richardson can get some plaudits there too, Roscoe. He certainly put his body between where the ball was going to bounce and his opponent to try and allow that bounce to go through. Richmond going forward once again, but Chandler. Well harassed there by Harrison. May set it up. Daffy, left foot kick to the front of the goals. Up high, that's a free kick surely against Bowden. And it'll go to Blakey. Jumping too early, Joel Bowden. 12-7 to 8-5. 26 points is the margin. Richmond having kicked 4 goals so far in this third quarter. And North Melbourne have added 4 goals. There's a free kick. Being held was Wayne Campbell. Second one within about 2 minutes in this area of the ground of Wayne Campbell. Looks to play on and put that North Melbourne defence under pressure. Big punch from Archer at the back. Bowden tries to feed it clear. Prescott, hand pass, wide, taken by Daffy, across his left shoulder to the goal front. It's a mark. Taken by Richardson.
Archer got caught up the ground, Robbo. It had to be 2-on-1 there. McCartney caught back there. Richardson dropped back. Left Archer alone. McCartney had to contend with Holland.
Push out. That's a blatant push out, isn't it?
Decent old shove. What do you do, Roscoe?
Put another umpire on the ground.
Oh, turn it up.
Matthew Richardson kicks the goal.
Tigers running out comfortable winners to the tune of 35 points at the MCG over North Melbourne this afternoon, while out at the Optus Oval, the Dogs and the Dockers were having a good old battle.
Kicks in